Hi, today we are going to make demo of Application Load Balancer with Autoscaling. The scenario of the lab is here. So this is our architecture. So look this architecture. Here we have to create one VPC. In that VPC we are going to create two public subnets and two private subnets. So in different availability zones. So we have to attach one application load balancer with these. Here we are attaching autoscaling group in private subnets. So afterwards we are attaching these two private subnets with this application load balancer. Here through the public subnets, the private subnet can able to access the internet gateway, and also we are creating autoscaling groups, and we attach the both autoscaling groups with the application load balancer. So this is our architecture. Let's move on to the account. So this is our account. First we have to create one VPC, then we have to create 4 subnets. 2 are public and 2 are private. So let us create one VPC. I am giving the VPC name. So I am giving the CIDR value of the VPC, which is going to be 0.0.0/16. So this is our CIDR for the VPC. So then create VPC. So this is our VPC. Its status is available. So next step is to create subnets. So click create subnet, select the correct VPC. So now our VPC name is NBVPC. So create one subnet. The name, I am giving the name of the subnet, and I am selecting the availability zone. Here I am giving US West 1B. Okay, I am giving the CIDR of subnet 1. Okay, and I am adding another new subnet. So the availability zone for this subnet is going to be C, and I am giving the CIDR value. So this is our CIDR value for this subnet. So I already told that we are going to create 4 subnets. We already create 2 subnets. So we are going to create third subnet, which is for private. So I am giving CIDR value, and the last subnet, which is for private. So I am giving the CIDR value and click create subnet. So all the 4 subnets are creating now. So these 4 are our subnets, and next step is we have to create an internet gateway and attach that to the VPC. So let's create one internet gateway. Create internet gateway, and we have to attach the internet gateway to the VPC. Our VPC name is NBVPC, so attach that. So next step is to create route tables for private and public subnets. So create 2 route tables, and one for public and another one for private. So now we are going to create route table for the public subnet. I am giving route table name, and I am selecting our VPC. This is NBVPC and create route table. So route table is created. After creating the route table, we have to edit the routes. In edit routes, we have to add the route which is directing the traffic to internet gateway. So we have to select the internet gateway. We have already created that, so select that and save the changes. Next step is to create the subnet. We have to attach the subnets which are using IGW. So click edit subnets and click the public subnets. We already create that. So public one and these two are the public subnets and save changes. So here in that public route table we attached two public subnets and we attach that subnets and associate with internet gateway. So next step is to create one NAT gateway which is for private. So in NAT gateway, create NAT gateway. So give the name of the NAT gateway and I'm deploying the NAT gateway in public subnet. So I am giving one public subnet. So the connectivity type is public only. So allocate elastic IP. So I am allocated on elastic IP and I am creating a NAT gateway. So the next step is we have to create another route table for private, and in that private route table we are going to attach that NAT gateway. So I am going to create one route table for private. I am selecting our VPC, NBVPC and create route table. So our route table is created. So we have to edit the routes. I am attaching NAT gateway here. So our NAT gateway is available in a drop down box. So please select that NAT gateway and attach that. So next step is to associate the subnets. For NAT gateway, we are already create two private subnets. So select the two and associate it. So our basic setup is completed. So created one VPC and we created two public subnets we attached the two public subnet with the internet gateway, and we also attached that two private subnets with NAT gateway also. This is our basic setup. So our basic setup is completed. So I cleared the marks. Now we are going to create one application load balancer and attach the two private subnet with that one. So next step is to create one application load balancer which is going to be internet facing one. So because we have to map the two public subnets with that, so it is going to be internet facing ALB. So let's create one application load balancer. So move to load balancer tab and create load balancer. Here we can see that there are four types of load balancer: application, network, gateway and classic. So in this lecture we have to create application load balancer. So click create. So I am going to give application load balancer name. So I am giving the name, and our ALB is going to be internet facing. So click internet facing. Internet facing means it is public. So the address type is IPv4. So we have to select our VPC here, and if we select the VPC, we can able to map our public subnets here. we have two availability zone B and C, and in that we have to select public subnets here because it is internet facing ALB, internet facing. Then I am selecting, I selected two public subnets here, and then we have to select security group here. So I am remove the default security group. So I am going to create one new security group here. I am going to create one security group for application load balancer. I am giving name for a security group. So I have to select the VPC created. This is our VPC. I am going to select that, and we have to add the inbound rules. So I am clicking add rules. So here you have to enable HTTP port 80, and the source is going to be anywhere IPv4. So that's all. I am creating security group. Our security group is created. So move on to the load balancer tab and please refresh. I am removing the default SG and I select our new SG for ALB. So selected that. Here look, our listener is going to be HTTP port 80. I leave here we have to select the target groups. So we need to create the target groups for the ALB. So here look the diagram. We have two target groups. So one is going to be web1 and another one is going to be /web2 path. So let's create the security group, target groups. So click create target groups, and the target type is going to be instance. Give the name for the target group, and the protocol is going to be HTTP port 80 only. So here we carefully select the VPC. I'm going to select my VPC, NB VPC, and the protocol version is also HTTP1, and to be make the target group with the path /web1. So here also I need to give that name, so web1. Okay, all the settings are same, and we click next. So here there is no available instance. We don't need to select the instance here, so leave it and create the target groups. Okay, our target group is ready. Here look that we don't attach to the load balancer, so you have to associate. So move on to the load balancer tab. So here we have to specify the target group. So our target group name is NB target. So I am clicking this target group, and all other options are same only. So here I click create load balancer. Okay, this is our application load balancer. The state is provisioning only, so it will get turned into active state after some times. Okay, so look, our architecture is here. We created a application load balancer, and we create one target group, and we associate the target group with the application load balancer. So next step is to create a cookie cutter. Cookie cutter is nothing but an instance, AMI, like AMI. So we have to create that cookie cutter now. So move on to the account and go to instance. So we have to launch one instance, and afterwards we have to take that instance into AMI. So launch instance, give the instance name, okay. Our AMI is going to be Amazon Linux, and it is going to be 64-bit only. The instance type is T2 micro. Okay, I have to select on keeper. If you have already any keeper, you can use that. Okay, now I am creating a new keeper. So I given the name and create keeper. So I am creating the keeper, and I have to edit the network settings. So I have to click the VPC name, and I am selecting public in subnet. So IP is enable only, so that we have public IP. We can get the public IP. So here I'm given the SG name. I am going to create a new security group. I'm giving the name. Description is going to be SSH and HTTP. So I'm okay. Our inbound security groups rules is going to be SSH, and I'm adding another rule that is going to be HTTP port 80, and the source type is anywhere IPv4. Okay, all the details, other details are same. Here I'm going to add an user data script. I have to mention user data script in that column. So I already copied one user data script. I'm going to paste that. So user data script start with !bin/bash. Okay, a script in this column. So I am going to launch that instance. So this is our instance. It is bending stage. It is in bending stage. So it is going to be the active stage. So now go to load balancer and check that state. So here look the state, it is getting turned into active. So we created a application load balancer which is internet facing, and we mapped to public subnets, and we attached one target group with the load balancer. So now we have to make a cookie cutter. It is nothing but EC2 instance. So this is our instance. I am going to take instance connect with EC2 instance connect. So I am click connect. We have to make some configuration with this EC2 instance. Okay, this is our EC2 instance. So get into sudo super user, and so we have to move the directory into /var/www/html. So we have to create one folder inside the HTML folder. So I am going to create one directory using mkdir command. I am going to make a directory in the name of web1. So I'm inside web1 folder. So here I am going to make one folder in the name of index.html. So I am making the file with vi command. I am going to insert on simple script. So here I am giving one simple HTML script, and I click escape key and colon WQ, save and quit. So now I'm going to copy the public IPv4 address and paste it in the browser. Here we will see only the test page. We have to mention the absolute path. So before we have created one folder, web1, and inside that we have create two files. So one is index.html. We have to click that index.html. Okay, you can see that the output here. So it's working. So now we can create a AMI using this cookie cutter. So go select the instance and click actions and click image and templates. Here you can see three options. So you can choose create image. Through this we can create AMI. We have to mention the AMI name. Okay, the description is optional. You can select, and we have to enable the no reboot option. So all the other options are same only. Create image. Now go to AMI tabs and check whether the AMI is creating or not. So here our AMI is creating now. The status is pending. So wait for a minute. It's getting turned into active state. Our AMI turned into available state. Look that it's turned into available. So now we created our cookie cutter, and we take AMI for the target group 1. So we have to take another AMI for the target group 2, which will be attached later. So I am going to take another AMI like this, same process. So I am going to instance tab. So before taking AMI, I have to configure some folders. So I am click connect and taking the instance connect. So this is our second. I have to configure some files. And change the directory into /www/html. In that file we created one folder. So we have to delete that folder and we have to create a new folder. So I am remove that folder using rm command. So this is a directory. So I have to remove the directory using force command. So rm-rf web1, the folder name. So now we can check that the folders exist or not using ls. So here there is no folder, so we have to create one new folder using mkdir. Mkdir, the name of the folder is going to be web2. So do web2. So inside the web2 directory, I am going to create one index.html file using vi. So here I am click insert button, and I am going to type some simple scripts. So I created one simple HTML script inside the file. So I am press escape key and colon WQ. So here I am going to create another HTML file using vi command. So in that I am going to insert one simple HTML script. So I'm click escape key and press colon WQ to exit. So we can check the created files using ls command. Here we have created 2 HTML files. Okay. Now check the web servers we created by pasting the public IP in the browser. Here if we give the public IP only, we are able to see the test page only. So we have to give the absolute path web2/index.html. So here you can see the index.html content. So if we edit the index.h instead of index, we have to type file2.html. You can see the contents available in the file2.html. So now we are going to take the instance as an AMI. So select the instance and go to actions and go to image and templates and create image. So I am going to give a name as NBAMI2 and description, and same we have to select the enable checkbox and create image. So now our second AMI is launching successfully. Its status is provisioning only. It's pending, so we have to wait until it's getting turned into available. That our AMIs are ready now. It's turned into available stage. Now we have 2 different AMIs, so there is no need for the cookie cutter, so we are going to delete that. Go to instance state and terminate the instance. So it's getting into shutdown stage. So next step is going to be, so we already create a cookie cutter and takes AMI for one for the web server and another one for the web server 2. We give a folder name web1 and web2. So now the next step is to launch the configuration. So we have to do that now. Go to the account, and in the autoscaling section there is one tab, launch configuration. We have to launch configurations. So here I can click create launch configuration, and I'm going to give a name for the configuration, and we have to select the AMI we are creating before. So I'm going to create the first I'm going to select the first AMI, NBAMI1, and choose the instance type. I'm going to choose T2 micro. So all the options are same only. Select that. I am going to create a new security group for the launch configuration. So I am going to select the VPC correctly, and this is our VPC, and we have to select the port number 80 for that. So source type is going to be anywhere. So choose the existing key pair. Here I am choosing the key pair created before. So and acknowledge. You have to acknowledge this and create launch configuration. So our launch configuration is creating now. Here we created one launch configuration, so we have to create another launch configuration for the AMI 2. So I click create launch configuration. I'm going to give name, and I'm choosing the another AMI here, NB AMI 2, and choosing the same instance type T2 micro. So all the other details are same only. So I am selecting the existing security group only. So sg config autoscaling group security group is created just before now. So I am selecting this one. So I am selecting the existing key pair and select this checkbox and create launch configuration. So now we have created two configuration for the two AMIs. Okay, we created a launch configuration one for the AMI 1 and we attached the security group which has the port enable 80 only, and we also create another launch configuration for the AMI 2. So now we have to create the autoscaling groups. So here we created two target group. We attached one target group with the ALB, but we didn't attach another target group. So we will do it later. And we have to create one autoscaling group and attach the autoscaling group with private subnets 1 and 2. So we have to do that now. We have to create one autoscaling group. So in the autoscaling tab you can see the autoscaling group. Click that, create autoscaling group. So you have to mention the name of the autoscaling group. So here we already create launch configuration, so we should switch into the launch configuration. So click that, switch to launch configuration. Here we have to mention our launch configuration. So for the autoscaling group 1 we can select the configuration 1. So here are the details of the configurations, and here's the security group we attach to the configuration. So go to next. Here we should select the VPC and we should select the private subnet, only one private subnet here. Click the next button. You see three options here. If you attach to an existing load balancer, click that one. If you didn't have a load balancer before, you can click this one and create a new load balancer. We already create a load balancer before, application load balancer, so I select this one. Okay, I am going to select the target group here. So here the health check type is going to be ALB, so click that once. The grace period is default one, so 30 seconds, 300 seconds is okay now. So we don't need a monitoring option, so skip that and click the next button. So here we can specify the group size. So we can specify the group desired capacity. So what is desired capacity means? The desired capacity represents the initial capacity of the autoscaling group. Initial capacity. So it is going to be 2. You can select any number here. The minimum capacity is going to be 1. Okay, maximum I will give 10. Okay, these are the group size of the autoscaling group. So here I am going to select a policy. I am going to select target tracking scaling policy. The policy name is here, and the metric type is going to be average CPU utilization. These are the options. I am going to metric monitoring the CPU utilization only, so I am selecting this one. The target value is going to be 100. So why I am giving this value means, if we giving 0.100, it will easy to monitoring. Okay, so that I am giving this 0.100 low, very low value. So instance warm up, this is a column where we can give the instance warm up time. Here I can give 30 seconds only, 30, or you can specify as 60 also. Okay, I am not enabling the scaling protection, it is only option only, so skip that and click next. Here you can add a SMS notification. Now I am not doing now. Okay, skip that and click next. Here you can specify the tags also, so click next, and you can review the details, all the details about this one, and create a auto scaling group. So our auto scaling group is successfully launched, and its status is updating only. So we have to create another auto scaling group for the another target. So I am creating an auto scaling group 2. So here also the same process, switch to launch configuration and select another launch configuration, nbconfig 2. So all the details we can see, and click next. Select the VPC and select the availability zone. Here I can select another private subnet, so I will select this one and click next. You can also attach existing load balancer here. If okay, choose from the load balancer target group. Here we have no target group, so we have to create the target groups. So go to the target groups tabs, so click the create target groups. It is going to be instance, and give the name of the target group. So protocol is going to be 80 only. Select the VPC, so give the check web 2 path. We have already created that before, so I have mentioned web 2. So all the options are same only. Click next. So here, so create target group only. So now we have two target groups. One is nbtar, which is already attached with the load balancer, and another one is nbtar2 target group. We have to attach this target group in the auto scaling group before. So refresh it, and we can able to see that nbtar2 created just now. It is not associated with any load balancer, so we have to associate it. So click next. Okay, here we have to mention the group size. Same desired capacity is going to be 2, and minimum is going to be 1, and maximum is going to be 10. And we have to select the scaling policy. It is going to be target tracking scaling policy. The metric type is also same, average CPU utilization only. We have to mention the lower value of target value, so it's going to be 0.100, so that we can easily monitor it. So we can give the 60 seconds as warm up time. So click next. We no need to give the SMS. Okay, click next, and we can review and create the auto scaling group 2. So here we can see that both auto scaling groups are ready now. Okay, be created before. Go to the listeners. Look, there is only one listener. It is going to forward it to NB target 1. We have to attach another target group here. So click view and edit rules. We have to edit the rules of the listeners. Click the plus symbol here and click insert rule. We have to click the path condition, because we are going to specify the path name. So please give the correct path name, /web2 /index.html. one of the path name is values here, slash here, so slash web slash file 2.html. so we can I gave all the possible paths here, and it will forward into the target group 2 created before right now. So I select the NB target group. Okay, I am save the file, insert another one. Okay, slash web 1 index.html. I am giving that one, slash web 1. Okay, so I also give parts for the web target group 1, web 1. So I have to forward this into target group 1. So all the details are, all the rules I given that in this tab, and I have to save that one. Go back. So you can add listeners using the view and edit rules. Okay, it's creating using we are using autoscaling, so it creates instance in both availability zone C and availability zone B. We already mentioned that it both are the private subnets. So here you can, so here the CPU utilization is 0.317, but we given that value is 0.100, so it is very low, so that it create all the instance continuously. So we can check the DNS here. Go to the load balancer. In load balancer we have the DNS name, so copy the DNS and paste it in the Chrome. So if we give the web 1 folder like this, you are able to redirect into the HTML index.html. So if we specify the file name, or if we specify the web 2 folder and specify the file 2.html, it will direct into the specific folder. It will direct into the file 2.nb. So it's working perfectly. The DNS of the load balancer is working perfectly. So we are creating autoscaling group and attach the autoscaling group with the load balancer. So it will register the group with the load balancer, and which act as a single point of contact for all the incoming web traffics to our autoscaling group. So we created our task successfully. All the notes and the links are given in the description. Okay, please check that. Thank you.